Hello, everybody. I just got back from the early Amazon Prime screening thingy for the new Superman movie by James Gunn and DC Studios, and I'm here to talk about it really quickly. Not to spoil or anything, do not worry. However, knowing how James Gunn appreciates comic characters, their lore, and all this other stuff, I headed into this movie hoping and received a movie that I think will repair the general audience's relationship with Superman. Now, what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is that in the past decade or two, we've seen a lot of people just believe Superman to be this, oh, he's just powerful and boring guy. That's such a boring character if he can always win. You know, that sort of thing. And then there was also the whole era of what if Superman was bad, because it's the only way we can make this character interesting because of the previous problem, which is obviously not true. We all know this. But, you know, we had things like Injustice, all the billion, like, Brightburn type things. Obviously, Man of Steel and that Superman. And whether you appreciate these works or not isn't my point. My point is just that that's the consequence of the general perception of this character, or the cause of. Because even though what do I mean by general audiences as well? I mean movie goers, because yes, we've had things that aren't like that recently, like My Adventures with Superman, very Superman. Superman and Lois, very Superman. But those aren't movies, and 90% of the people aren't watching those or reading comics, obviously. Otherwise, I would have mentioned it. Comics have been fine. But, I mean, those are the same type of people that would probably be like, animation isn't real storytelling. But whatever. So I think that this movie, at the very least, if it had one job to do, in my opinion, was to solve that problem. Show the audience a character with the Superman name, with the Superman logo, that you would believe would save a cat out of a tree. Not to spoil, but I'm going to spoil. There's a scene where he saves a squirrel. And this it's just so Superman. It's so Superman. So no matter what you think about the rest of the film, I thought it was great personally. If people have problems, you know, it is what it is. It's not fucking my brain. But that was my one goal going into it, and I think it was done so perfectly. This video was not supposed to be 2.5 minutes. I kind of lost train of thought there, but I'm passionate about this. I'm also tired. But, yeah, absolutely wonderful. Obviously, we had Crypto as well, and that's another thing. It's like, James Gunn isn't afraid to tap into that, even though general audiences might think it's goofy. But James Gunn has not only the skill, but the reputation at this point for the audiences to be like, wait a minute, I might think this is weird, but I'll give it a chance. Obviously, for most of us comic fans, we see, oh, Superman type dog? Oh my god, that's amazing. But the general audiences, for some whatever fucking reason, might think that's weird going into it. I don't know. That's just something that I would assume. Maybe they don't. I don't know. But all besides the point. I'm going to stop yapping. Peace.